Okay, so I forgot to upload this video because I'm still learning how to do edits, and it is taking a lot of my energy, but I am so determined to get these videos up and posted. I'm challenging myself to do better and challenging myself to be better. So here we go. I picked my daughter up from school, and by the way, this is a late post. I picked my daughter up from school, uh, and she was it's always a guessing game. I said, well, look, girl, what do you want for dinner? I don't know, Daddy. I said, you want some spaghetti? No. You want some chili? Yes. I said, so you want homemade chili? Yes. So I had a couple of things in the pantry, but I needed to stop and get some ground beef. So that's what I did. Okay, I got 1 pound of ground beef. It was the 80/20, and also 1 pound of ground chicken. Normally, when I make chicken, I like to do 1 pound of the beef. I like to do half a pound of chicken, and then also half a pound of Italian sausage or some sort of sausage with my chili. With the beef and the chicken, I just seasoned it up. I add salt, pepper, and mind you that I had already, when I sauteed my peppers and the onions, I also seasoned those. I like to season each layer. I think that's important when you're making, dishes, especially like those 20-30 minute meals. Is I like to season each layer because it makes it that much more savory, and it just gives it the authentic homemade kick. It may look like at times that I'm over seasoning, but I promise I'm not. I use garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, sometimes parsley, sometimes Italian seasoning. I am also using, I can't see what that is, what I'm putting. I think that's just a little bit of Italian seasoning. Using that, and I'm also using 2 of those McCormick original chili packets. I don't know that I've done them yet. I'm trying to get used to watching the video while I'm actually doing the voiceover. So, yeah. Okay, so now's where we get to the part where I have browned the beef and the chicken, and I think right about here is where I get the McCormick chili packets. I'm not sure, but follow along, honey. Trust the process. I love cooking. I really enjoy it. I love the fact that when my daughter gets out of school, I pick her up and bring her home, and I cook a really nice meal for her, and she loves her daddy's cooking. I cook basically anything she wants. Anything we want. We love to eat, and here normally when we go, if we do decide to go out to eat, it's not always up to par, and quite frankly, I'm a little underwhelmed. So I figure if I'm going to spend the money, I might as well spend the money on good groceries and make them myself. So I put the chili packets in there after I brown the the beef and the chicken. And normally before I put the packets in there, I like to drain off the excess oil, depending on what the fat, 80/20, 15, whichever one that you get. You may have more or less oil to drain. You can decide from there. But I just like building onto the chili pot. I add my chunky ragu. It has the peppers, onions, peppers, onions, and other stuff in it, herbs and spices. It's really, really good. I don't have time to be in the kitchen making homemade sauce, honey. This is diced tomatoes. I do like to layer my chili. I like texture and I like color in my pot. So I put a couple of cans of those diced tomatoes in there, and I put a couple cans of the beans. Yeah, the mixed chili beans. I'll use red kidney beans, the dark red kidney beans. If you want, you can use, those are the dark reds right there. I just like building and building on top of the pot. And of course, this is a huge pot that I have. I'm so used to cooking for huge families, not used to making a pot of chili for one or two people. So this big pot of chili will feed my family. It will feed my friends because they will be stopping over, I am sure, at some point. But just so you know that when you make a big pot of chili, chili freezes really well. Put it in the freezer and it'll last for a few months, and then you can pull it out, when it's getting nippy, so it's the perfect time for it. But do you see what's in this pot, honey? Look at me. I'm cute. But once you have everything mixed together in there, you put it on low and you just cook it just cook it down maybe like a good 15-20 minutes. But with this chili pot, honey, make sure that you are stirring the pot from the bottom, because if those beans stick to the bottom, your whole pot of chili is ruined, honey. And don't nobody got money to be throwing down the drain. But anyway, this chili is amazing. It is so yummy. And by the way, I had a couple extra minutes to throw some really, really good cornbread together. I love homemade chili and cornbread together. But yeah, that's the meal for me and my baby love.